Hey everybody. So today we are going to go over What I Wish I Knew Part 3. And this is just some other random information as far as what I feel like maybe would have been really beneficial when I first started, or things that I think beginners should know before they really get going with stuff. Excuse me. So the first thing that we're going to talk about are the two different heroes that you can fuse. So we're going to come in here, we're going to go to Alter and then Fusions. Now up at the top, you're going to see Strybog and you're going to see Guinevere. Those are the two big, legendary heroes that you can get to by building up the heroes to then fuse them. Now, it is confusing at first trying to figure out which hero you want to fuse first. My personal recommendation is to fuse Gwen first because she is a Rift speed leader. So she's going to really increase your Rift abilities, and with that, you're going to have a chance to get better artifacts, and you're going to be able to get higher level. Like you can quickly progress through the Rift to be able to autoplay the higher levels with that whenever you have Gwen. So it's important to have those good artifacts on your heroes because that's going to change your gameplay throughout everything, and it's going to be, in my opinion, more enjoyable if you're able to succeed more because of the hero that you have. So I personally would fuse Gwen first, and then Strybog, who is awesome. I think that he's a little bit more for intermediate player status to work towards, because I feel like Strybog is probably the most beneficial in the arena. And when you're first starting out and you're developing your heroes and you're working on your team synergies and your artifacts and you're doing 80,000 different things, sometimes being competitive in the arena isn't really going to be a priority at that time. So as you go through and you have these heroes that you really love using, and you want to just kind of keep things going with that, I would start working with fusion. So we're going to look at Gwen really quickly. We're going to view, and the way this screen looks, it's going to show you the heroes that you're going to need. You're going to need those top 4 heroes at the level that it's saying in order to fuse Gwen. So you're going to need Primislav and Elidor, Lilith, and Stenko. And with that, they're all going to have to be at 5-star level 50. So as you can see, Stenko you have to summon. Luckily, I do have him. You can see the exclamation point right there that's saying that my account does have that hero. Now, if you put your hero for your fusion in your storage, it won't show up here. So just keep that in mind if you'd like to store them over time, so that way they're not just taking up space in your inventory. So beneath Primislav, Elidor, and Lilith, you're going to see that there are 4 heroes there that you're going to need to then fuse to make epic heroes you're going to need. So it's kind of that I describe it as like a nesting doll. So you're going to have your little pieces, and then those go in a bigger piece, and then those go in a bigger piece. Because even if you look down, let's say look under Lilith, Ketra, the red rare that you're seeing down there, you can fuse. So let's come back. We're going to come back down, and we're going to view this. So these are the uncommon that you're going to need to be able to fuse her automatically. So each fusion does go up in price. I can't remember all the tiers. I know for the epics it's 4 million for each fusion, but then that last fusion is 20 gold. So just keep in mind you're going to be saving to be able to afford these fusions. I mean, if you're lucky and you pull them from the altar, that's awesome, but if you don't, you got to go the slow route and fuse them. But I do think that some of these heroes are worth having an additional version of them, like Premise. Love Lilith, she's excellent. These are good heroes for building up to then become a utility hero. So keep in mind though, it is costly. Now, when you're looking at your roster, and I'll show you this as well. So if you go to your heroes, we'll look at just Stenko over here. That is his big one. If you look, there is a little infinity symbol that will show you that hero is used in a fusion. So it's really nice that that wasn't always there. They added that a little while ago, and it was just a fantastic feature because then I know right off the bat if your hero is needed for a fusion or not, and so that way you don't like accidentally feed them away. And you can see I have a little lock on him so that I get rid of him on accident. So working on getting him up. Um, um, the next thing that I want to talk about is the lexicon. So, let me get. All right, so we're gonna go to the lexicon. This is gonna for factions, I guess. So if you go into Desert Nomads and you're going through, you can actually look and see all the heroes. And let's say we want to look at Ife. So I'm going to look at Ife. This is going to show what her base stat would be if you have her fully maxed and fully awakened. It doesn't show the awakening levels in here. Work on that in the Discord server that I'm working on right now. But this is what she starts with before you put any artifact in her. But this is going to show every single hero. We'll even come down and look at Juno. If you decided to take Juno all the way up to 660 and fully awakened and all of the specials are maxed, these are the base stats you would have for her. That's really awesome because you're going to be able to kind of really turn your heroes into what you want them to be. I know in other games that I've played, it's very much who the best heroes are, quote unquote, the best heroes. And in my personal experience so far with Gemstone Legends, it's not like that. You can really cater to your own playing style, or you can turn a hero that in other games might be considered just immediate food. You can really pay attention to what their specials are, and if it's something that you need that would benefit your team, you can build that hero up. So yes, some heroes are just fantastic to have. Strybog and Guinevere are great, but you don't have them does not mean that you can't succeed. So with a good team build up like synergy and you know how you personally like to build up your teams, you can really be super successful in this game without having the top heroes. So you can go months without pulling a legendary hero and still, rock out some raid boss hits and be great in the arena and do all these other things because the heroes you do have and not focused on those you don't have. Sometimes you'll see, like, take Aurora and Gaffadeth, for instance. Very similar special skills on what they support, but one is a legendary and one is an epic, and Gaffadeth is an incredible epic hero. So it's all about doing what you can with what you are given as opposed to lamenting the fact that you don't have X amount of legendary heroes or whatever. The next thing that I want to talk about is hero placement. So I don't think that it necessarily is quite as imperative as it is in some other games that I've played, but the heroes do fire from left to right. So as you're setting up, say, your defense, keep in mind how the specials work together, and they're going to fire from left to right. So, like, if you have an attack up hero or a healer, I would definitely put them on the left side and then kind of work your way through your power. So, um, let's see, just for instance, take Martin, for instance. He's a taunt hero, and if you pair him with Strybog, Strybog throws a lot of positive statuses, and your heroes can only have statuses, whether positive or negative, at a time. So I always put my Martin all the way to the left because I want his taunt to go off before he runs out of space in his specials. Think about things like that and the way that they work. And I personally, as far as synergy goes, I like to have that, like, attack up, defense down, like, and then to have power and kind of like together all the different things that I would need with that. So, but as far as hero and mono is not good with empire. No, not with empires. Excuse me. With empires, mono. With Gemstone Legends, it's not. The more you stack a certain color, the slower different heroes' mana gain is. So I personally try not to go above 4 of one color, preferably three. If so, there is that. And then Lexicon is going to be really great. So, like, say for instance, somebody's like, "Oh, I pulled Finbor." So you can actually go in. Let's see where I can use a different one for an example. Nehar, um, or Najar. I'm not really sure how that's pronounced, to be honest. Say somebody says that they pull him, and you have no idea who this is. You can come into the lexicon, and you can be like, "All right, cool," and you can look up what the special skills are. So these are what level they would be if it was fully maxed. And then you can come over here and look up the passive ability. So the lexicon is really useful, or like if you pull a hero and you have no idea what they do or what and they're fully maxed or different things like that's going to come in a lot of handy. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about is this library. This is an excellent resource. So we're going to click on that. This has all kinds of information. I mean, just tons of stuff. So, like, let's say you wanted to learn about the market. You can click on this, and it's going to teach you about what you can buy in the regular market and what you can buy in the guild market. And then it's going to give you a little information about all of that. So, it's a really good resource if you're just learning to be like, what in the world is that and what am I supposed to do with it? This is a great place to start. And a lot of YouTube content creators like myself that like to go in depth with different things, and we all kind of talk about different stuff. Pretty cool. I mean, some of it overlaps, and that's just it. You know, that's gonna happen. It is what it is. But having said that, that's really all that I have for you today. I hope that this part 3 is beneficial to somebody out there. And if it is, all you learn is how much gold you need to fuse a legendary hero. It is not a cheap adventure, I can say that. So, um, if you have any questions or you can think of other things that you wish you knew when you first started to help out newer players, this is not done. I'm still working on some other stuff. So, just let me know down in the comment section. And I hope that you all have a really awesome day.